I'm seeing the people scrolling up. It looks like we're live. Let me drop the open for people if I can remember the right button to press. It's been so long.
Welcome
And
back to the Hank
kaboom!
Strange situation.
That's right. We are
Lifestyles of
live.
the locked
I
and
hope you
loaded.
got your big girl panties on. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is today. Does
Thursday,
anybody?
Thursday,
Oh, there you
Thursday.
go. Thursday. Oh, that
You know the
sounds
moment you went
appropriate.
live. You know the moment you went live. You know what popped up on YouTube?
What?
A Trump ad.
Really?
As soon as you
Oh.
went on my thing here, it was like Trump ad came up.
Oh, wait. Yeah, well, see, that's because it's you, Walter.
Oh yeah, right. All right.
It's because it's you. They are tracking you, Walter. We've talked about this already. They
Well,
are tracking you. They know
there are a
everything
lot-
you do.
There are a lot worse things to be
Yeah.
tracked by than getting
Walter,
a Trump ad. You know.
Do you think they know that you have Trump shampoo? Do you think? Do you think they know about the Trump shampoo? I don't know if I should. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody doesn't know. We stayed at 1 year for the SHOT Show. We stayed at the Trump in Las Vegas. Very nice place if you get a chance to stay there.
Mhm.
It probably stays booked pretty solid now.
Uh-huh.
And of course, in every hotel they got the little bottles of stuff. So they had the little Trump bottles of shampoo. So when we left, I nabbed them.
Oh, so you stole your Trump shampoo stolen.
I pay for that. I pay for that.
Stole?
Yeah.
Stole.
Incriminating yourself. Okay, let's go back to how we're supposed to
Okay.
do this. I hope
right.
you got your big girl Trump International panties on for everyone out there, because there's people like, what happened to the panties? Because we are live. That's right, we are live. Yo, let's do jazz hands. We do this thing here. Scott called jazz hands. There you go. And I'm going to go full screen here so you guys can see right over to the side of
guest.
me right there. We have a special guest from the UK, Richard Maunder. There you go. You got to do jazz hands. Let's see those jazz hands. Come on. There you go. All right. There you go. Everyone's jazz handing it up. We've also got Scott from Sky Firearms. What do we say? Sky Firearms, pistols.
Yeah.
Industries.
Everybody, nobody knows how to say it because it's spelled SCCY, but man, that's it. It's just Sky Firearms.
Yeah, yeah. We will get into that later, all the different ways that people say pronounce the SCCC.
Tomato, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We also have Walter Keller. He's here joining us. We're back from SEMA Show. We were at SEMA Show last week. Yes, before anyone starts complaining, when did I get back, Walter? I'm just trying to, I don't even know when I
Came
got
back Saturday.
Oh, I got back, yeah. You got back Saturday. I got back to my house Saturday morning.
Night.
Yeah.
It
Something
wasn't
like
that late. Come on.
Yeah, it was
Stop
late.
lying.
It was midnight. It was after midnight
Okay.
when I got back. Lola didn't even want to let me back in.
I don't.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff going on. So anyway, yeah, I've been back. I've been kind of like playing hooky from the show because there's a whole bunch of different things going on. We're trying to catch up on before we kick back to the show. Actually, Walter had a guest over from the UK. Shout out to young Harry over there. In the
Harry,
UK.
yeah. Harry was visiting.
Yeah, not Prince Harry. We don't believe in royalty. You know.
No, just
By
a
the way,
regular
I hope
dude.
you know that. I hope you know that, Richard Maunder. We do not acknowledge any royalty over here on the show. We don't acknowledge kings or queens or princes or princesses. Okay, some princesses sometimes.
Yeah, you
Scott.
take a couple princesses.
Yeah, I don't want you. Yeah, I don't want people to think we don't. Yeah, if the princess is cute, we might acknowledge her a little bit. Yeah, so that.
Okay.
Scott is like, oh boy, what did I?
It's funny. My family on my dad's side's Canadian, so boy, God save the Queen. I tell you what.
You got to represent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let's ask Richard Maunder about this while we're on this subject. Do you recognize the monarchy?
I recognise it. I don't have to like it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's on all the money. How can you not recognize it?
Yeah. So, do you curtsy for the Queen?
I don't know. I've never met her.
You never. Okay. If you met the Queen, are you curtsying?
You've got to have to sort of bow or whatever. If you're a woman, you curtsy.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I was trying. It was a trick question.
Yeah.
I was trying to trap you.
He's not Obama, okay? Come on, he's not
My
Obama.
dad met her once, but
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, okay. Yeah, move in. Let me see. Move this way. There you go.
Okay.
So, yeah, Richard Maunder, he's over from the UK. Sometimes you guys see him in the chat. I guess he's like working early shift or something, so we don't see him all the time.
I've been starting early since I got back to work from breaking my wrist, so
Yeah.
I haven't been in the chat recently.
Yeah, but he actually came to the Americas,
Yeah.
is staying in Gainesville. I think Flying Richard Hughes, is coming over to pick him up. He's going to be hanging out with us. He's going to be shooting with us this weekend. Yes, that's right. You know, it happens.
Eating
from
and
time to
drinking and
time.
shooting.
Yeah, he's going to be hanging out with Walter. Too bad you're not going to be here shooting, Scott. Then you can come on the range this weekend.
That would be great. I don't even know, where do you live?
Just outside of Gainesville, sir.
Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just outside of Gainesville.
Sounds nice and warm.
Yeah. It's a little chilly right now. It's a little chilly. Where are you at,
nothing
Scott?
compared to other places,
Yeah.
though.
No, I know. Where are you at, Scott, right now? I know Sky's based in Florida. Walter and we're in Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Sky is actually located in Daytona Beach and has been from the start. And we have a plant that has some machines that's in Maryville, Tennessee, near Knoxville as well.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Are we talking about where you're at, or is that like secret?
No, we can talk about where I'm at. I'm near Salt Lake City. I've been around long enough; people kind of know. So.
Oh, Salt Lake City. Yeah, you know what? I like Utah, man. I like
too.
Utah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We got a lot of shooting out here. We got a lot of long range, a lot of public lands, and a lot of good places to go.
Yeah, I didn't have. I've been through Utah, driven through there, hung out there for a couple of days. The only place I really got to see was the Audi dealership. There's a nice Audi dealership in Salt Lake.
People love their Audis here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice one over there. They're really nice. But unfortunately, that's
Yeah. Well, you'll have to come back. We got plenty of places to go out and shoot long range and shoot up close. We got a lot of good trainers and a lot of good ranges around here. So just gets a little chilly in the winter. That's it.
Yeah. And then one thing I learned about Utah is that I guess people in Colorado the same way. You guys like to take walks randomly. Just like park your cars in places and go for walks.
Go for a hike? Yeah, well, I guess that's not too far off. Yeah, it's beautiful. Why not? Go outside.
Yeah, we don't do that in Florida. We're not driving by like some, what is it we have over here? Like swamps or something. Oh, that looks like a nice swamp. Let's go for a little walk over there, see if there's any gators.
We don't have any vistas.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like beautiful views.
One thing I've noticed in the East and like Texas and things is there's really not that much as far as public lands go. It's almost like you got to know somebody that has a property or has a lease or has something to be able to get out and really play and get lost. Here at least we've got. I think in the West in general, we've got a lot of public lands that are available to us and that type of thing. And, you can shoot on BLM land and things like that. And I've got friends that have properties where we can go do that.
Yeah. Very cool. What were you going to say there, Walt?
Well, some people, that public land thing, like the federal government public land, like in Nevada where most of the state is public land, a lot of it's not open to the public.
Yeah, true.
They have all those area numbers on some of that public land, like area.
Yeah. But you know what? Luckily, a lot of that's not the most picturesque, place to hike, like Hank was saying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Brian.
High desert is not very.
Yeah. Brian Quick is correcting us. I'll do some kind of shout outs here in a minute for anyone who needs shout outs. Brian Quick says people go for walks on the beach in Florida. I totally forgot about that.
That's newbies and tourists.
Yeah, I don't like. Lola always likes trying to get me to go for walks on the beach. I'm like, I don't want to walk on the beach. Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty funny. I grew up in San Diego, and it's kind of the same way. The kids that were out in February and stuff, you could tell they were tourists because nobody else, unless they were in a full wetsuit, was going near the place.
The water's cold in February in the Pacific. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, by the way, I got to shout out Walther. Shout out to Walther. They're our sponsor. You guys see them down here. Shout out to them. Let me see. I got to get a couple of things going here. Okay, so since we haven't been here for a while, everyone who's watching right now out there, please smash the thumbs ups. Share this, that we're out there. If you've got some kind of social media, get up on there and say that the Who Moved My Freedom podcast is back. I'm back. Walter's here. We got Scott from Sky here. We're going to be showing some Sky. We're going to be talking. We're going to be answering your questions. If you have deep questions about Sky, Walter, where's your Sky? Throw your Skies in the air, Walter.
I'm Sky. I'm not. I'm sky free, but
Ooh,
not
look at
because
this
of it.
one, Walter. Look at the. Show that again. Oh, that looks. Hold on.
Look at that.
Let me go
That's
full
safety
screen.
orange. That's safety.
You're not going to lose that in your
Yeah.
console.
Does that float?
No, not quite.
No.
At
Okay.
least you'll be able to see it on the bottom.
Yeah, we're seeing different. You got another color coming up here.
Here we go. Look at that.
Ooh, that's the zombie.
Green.
That's the
Oh,
zombie
zombie
green.
green. Yes,
Zombie
Lime
green.
green, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, I know, granted, some people wouldn't really necessarily like that, but you know what? We do a boatload.
Yeah.
You
Now
know,
this
both-
is the
they're
purple.
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Richard here says he likes the blue. You like the blue, right? The light blue. Is that the like?
It reminds me of the Bahamas. So.
Yeah. Oh, there it
that's
goes.
Tiffany blue.
Tiffany,
Or
yeah.
egg. Or
No,
robin's
no,
egg.
don't say that. Then we
Oh,
have to
shh, shh.
Tiffany blue.
Yeah.
Robin's egg
This
blue.
is
Yeah.
sky blue. We call
Sky
it.
Sky
Okay,
blue. Sky blue.
So when you
Caribbean
say sky blue, that means it's SCCY blue.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
All right, that's
Walter's trying to get you to pay a couple of
I'm
shekels.
I'm just
Out
I'm
to-
just getting things clear for
Yeah.
people.
I'm thinking we'll probably we'll figure something out, Walter.
I would
Yeah.
be more than happy to go sky blue. I'm not picky. I'm not,
No, that's actually. I was telling. So Richard here, I'll throw Richard. Let me see. I'll go full screen so you guys can see Richard. Richard was telling me that even though he thinks like a lot of people think the sky blues for the ladies, that he likes that color, and I was trying to tell him, no, that color's for dudes too. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we get a lot of people who like a lot of the different ones, and you don't. Here's the thing: nobody's going to make you buy it if you don't like it.
Yeah. Right.
But we find that a lot of the different colors. I mean, they're just different. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, that gun functions just the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to shoot anything any different. It's not going to.
Yeah.
All shoots the same. 9mm pill or a 380. So.
Yeah. Lots of people. So from as Richard's pointing out here, lots of folks like the purple. Here's what I think is a violation that I'm not getting: pink.
My wife doesn't even like pink guns.
Yeah.
So
We make it. I don't have it
Oh, good. Thank you.
in my kit. It's not in my.
I know there's people that buy pink whatevs.
whatever.
Also it makes it very tough. Like, listen, if you like it, get listen, there's nothing
Get-
wrong with getting
Get
pink.
your pink on.
Go ahead, do the pink thing if you want to. Not gonna be easy to resell that, by the way, in any gun. People go get pink, and then now you got to find not like because a lot of women don't actually like pink, so now you have to find someone who likes pink. Oh,
Well, here's
okay, this
here's
one's
as close as I have. This is one of those Muddy Girl hydro dips.
Oh yeah.
good. Muddy Girl, I like. That's cool.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
different. But that's as close as I have to a pink one. But
No, that's way better than pink.
we went to that Personal Protection Expo down in Texas in the 1st of September, I think, in Fort Worth. And man, from some of the old guys walking around, some of the old vets, who you always love to see in those shows and love to talk to for a minute. And some of them are grumpy old guys, and you deservedly so. But man, the look of disgust on some of their faces, looking at some of the colors, was pretty tangible. You could sense it pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. But it's cool though. I think that I understand. Like it's a nice thing for people to be able to get different colors and spice it up a little bit.
You're probably talking about the 1911 crowd.
They are, yeah, probably most likely, and not a tuned up 1911 either.
No, just
No.
Stock, A1.
I got the same 1911 my great granddaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is if you held it, it would probably rattle like a baby rattle, and then
Well, those are
it would probably
19
shoot a pretty good group.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 1911s need to be loose. They need to be loose
Oh,
now.
yeah.
If a 1911's got real tight tolerances, this is not necessarily a good thing.
A couple of my favorite 45s that Colt built me years ago. They shake a little bit, but man, they shoot lights out. So
Yeah, and by the way, I have seen my friend Mike Deddy, the guy that did Guns Across the Border, all that kind of stuff. Mike Deddy can rock a 1911. I would be scared. I mean, I don't want to go up against him with a BB gun, but
I tell you what, Mike's a close friend of mine too.
oh, you know
and
him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, very very well, and he's been a friend for quite a while. But yeah, there's things that like I don't ever want to cross Mike.
Yeah, I've got some footage of Mike go because he used to compete 1911, I think.
Yeah.
He was like a competitive shooter at 1911. Oh, you don't want to. He knows how those 8 rounds don't. He could drop those 8. Yeah, he could drop those 8 rounds on you real fast. Reload. You're like, whoa, what just happened? So yeah, there's some people who can rock a 1911. Respects to you. I will stick with Glocks. Thank you. Glocks. Thank you very much. Unless it's a Cabot 1911.
Oh, geez.
So
the meteorite one. To get him the meteorite.
If anyone wants to get me a 1911 for my birthday, special occasion, get me a Cabot 1911. I'm good to go. Good to go. I won't say no to that. Do you know Cabot guns?
I know of them. I definitely do, and I've seen their stuff, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, the meteorite one is like $2 million. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't think I could sell either. Like, I got a few properties. I don't think I could sell them all and get you that. Sorry.
No. So yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about Sky here. We're gonna get deep into that. We're gonna talk to Walter. We'll talk about SEMA show. By the way, I also want to encourage everyone to check out. Let me see if I could throw this up here. So. All the SEMA show footage, if you want to see it, it's on Stranger Palooza. Please go over there and subscribe. We don't really have any subscribers over there. We got to get people over there and subscribing. So it's Stranger Palooza on YouTube. Go check that out. And then Walter has Dirtfoot Racing. Let me see. Where's the Dirtfoot Racing?
It's brand new. There's not a lot on it, so don't get all
go over there and
subscribe. Shape, but
yeah. Go subscribe to Dirtfoot Racing. That's where Walter is going to be putting his vehicle-related things. So Dirtfoot Racing, Stranger Palooza. Go subscribe to all of that. And then I know we've got Richard standing up here, so I'm going to go to Richard real quick. I'm going to go full screen here for a second. So shout out to everyone who's joining us, by the way. Don't forget to smash the thumbs ups. Maybe we'll go through here. If you need a special shout out, let us know. We'll do it. So Richard, you've been there in the chat. How's you've been to America before too?
Yeah, I've been here. I've been coming here since 2013.
2013.
Yeah, that was my first trip that I did.
Yeah.
On my own.
Yeah.
To America.
How does this compare to jolly old England?
Well, it's a lot better.
It's a lot better.
It's warmer now.
It's warmer.
Yeah. So are you trying to? I believe you're trying to permanently come here.
Yeah,
right?
I have been for a while. Mm-hmm. It's taken a while, and then in the summer, while I was off with the broken wrist, I had someone contact me from the government. Mm-hmm. On one of the green card people, and then the next thing I had was a call from my bank saying, "Oh, someone in Washington is trying to empty your account." Because I'd been asked how much money was I willing.
Was this Washington, Nigeria, or Washington?
No, it was someone working.
USA.
It was someone working for the government. The bank have stamped on it and reported it to the authorities.
Okay, so someone working at the immigration thing got your info.
At the immigration was trying to empty. When they asked me, went through the list of how much money are you willing to bring into the US, and I told them, well, they stupidly thought I would have it all in one bank account. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a few hours later, I had the bank on the phone.
Oh wow!
They never
Sorry
got
to hear
anything
that.
because the bank had just stamped on, because they were trying to just empty the thing.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go through the process, new bank card, whatever. So that's been sorted. But it's just another annoyance because it's been a few years now.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do everything legally and not illegal, and you just come up against a brick wall.
Right. If you guys have questions for Richard, let me know. Hey, I'm going to ask this question. So I know you're trying to get over here. It's like a whole rigmarole to get over here. Should we try to find you a gun wife out there, maybe?
You can do.
Yeah.
I don't think,
okay.
I don't think it will help
Can we
much.
do that? Can we try to make a little love connection? Are there any single ladies that believe in the Second Amendment out there? They need to believe in the Second Amendment. Yeah. What other requirements do you have?
I don't know, just attractive.
Just attractive.
Everything in the right place.
Everything I don't even know what that means.
We've got to get him hanging out with the DC project. There's.
Yeah. Here, let me put some input. Not crazy. Okay, that's.
Walter says
crazy.
Not crazy.
Yeah. Just strong Second Amendment supporters.
Yeah. Scott says strong Second Amendment supporters out there. All right, so if there's any single ladies out there, do you have age requirements or anything like that?
Not really, no.
Okay. So there you go.
That depends on their bank account.
Yeah. Oh. Vanessa Kitty says sorry, married. So
I know Vanessa.
Yeah.
Obviously, that Skip's tactical woman that you have on.
Oh, Skip's Tactical's married.
She's nice, yeah, but
she's very
not
married.
available. Yeah, she's not.
Yeah, she's very married.
Yeah. American gun chick, she's not available.
Yeah. American gun chick, no.
Rachel, she's not available.
No, Rachel B. No, definitely no.
Wise choice, by the way.
Yeah, you got like pretty high standards here. I think from what I'm noticing,
she's every good as attractive in person as she is.
Yeah. Let me give you a little bit of advice, Rich. You're trying to get into America. You know, don't aim so high.
No.
Don't, you know what I'm saying? You know, just
you won't have any problem.
Yeah, someone who believes in the Second Amendment, who you could talk to, get along with, someone you could be friends with, and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing that
I enjoy the Bahamas. So no racial problems that way. So
okay, all right.
We can both go together to the Bahamas. That'd be nice.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, okay. There you go. So, are you saying
Brian Quick says, "Don't date girls with dolphin tattoos."
Dolphin tattoos? Oh, that's probably a Florida thing. You know?
I guess maybe it's a.
You got to look out for that. You got to look out for that here in Florida, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So just real quick before you get out of here, I don't want to make you stand up here this whole time. That's what I do while I'm doing the show. So what's the state of guns over in merry old England?
It's okay. They've different because we've got an election coming up.
Yeah, come on in a little bit so people can see.
It's been different. Like the Green Party, obviously they want to ban everything. Labour, like under Corbyn, they want to ban more, and the others don't talk about banning anything. And then when we had Nigel Farage in UKIP, he was talking about bringing the handguns back to the rest of the UK. But then people just stamped on that.
Okay, come on in here.
We did have a petition going up just to get 2 handguns back in England, Scotland, and Wales, but that didn't go anywhere.
So is everyone in England caught up right now in the whole Brexit thing?
Yeah, they're just panicking about jobs and like the way the economy might go. But it's like they're trying to blame at the moment. You got Tesla have said, they cancelled the new factory in England because of Brexit, but that's
because Tesla does not want Brexit, right?
Yeah, Tesla. He said he wanted to build a factory in England, but he's gone to Germany now, and it's supposed to be a 10,000 job factory. Built within a year, so I don't think you'll build a 10,000 job factory within a year.
Promises.
Yeah, that's it. But China have just offered to buy a large part of British Steel, so it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
Yeah, but you do have.
Go
ahead, Walt.
Why when you say about Brexit and why aren't the Swiss in that whole European Union?
Yeah, there's other
I wonder
countries
why.
Norway
because they still negotiate everything like you're supposed to.
Yeah, but Norway isn't in the EU. Yeah, and they get along fine.
Yeah,
they have a trade agreement with everybody.
I think what the rest of the folks in the EU are worried about is that when England comes out, everyone else is going to go.
It's going to collapse.
Yeah,
it's going to collapse.
There are some countries that might have to leave anyway because like of the debt problem, which is like Greece, Italy. Portugal.
Yeah,
they might have to be actually kicked out of the EU.
Yeah,
and if that happens, then it just
they just can't afford to keep them anymore.
Yeah. My thing is, I think a lot of that's going to happen. And look, if the EU was so awesome, we wouldn't even be here. I think the people in England, they voted. What is it? Is it 2 years already now?
3 years.
Is it 3 years?
More than 3 years.
Yeah, it's before they voted before we had our elections, right? Yeah, so it's more than 3 years. They voted. They can't get what they.
Well, I maybe I'm just guessing at this, but if you get out of the UE, then the politicians in England will have to do something.
Yeah, that's
it.
Yeah. A lot of them,
because everything won't come from The Hague or Belgium or wherever the hell that the UE is centered at.
A lot of the failed UK MPs then go to Europe and get voted into the European Parliament. So like you got ex-Labour MPs and all sorts of ones that have failed in their own country in England, and then they go to the European Parliament and get voted in. So
they get on the gravy. They get on the gravy train over there.
Yeah, the gravy train, exactly.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you're wondering why, if like Richard is looking a little blown out, that's because the brothers need more lighting than the.
Hey, wait a minute, hang on, we're in the same thing.
He's much more reflective.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was raining today, so I didn't get much of a tan in Florida.
You brought that rainy weather here with you, man. You brought that rainy weather here with you. I don't know if any of you guys have, Walter or Scott, do you guys have any questions? Since we have someone here from England that's very pro-gun. I met Richard years ago at, NRA show. How long ago was that?
A long time ago, because it was before... It was about Nashville time or something like that. So 2015 maybe.
Right. You've probably, if Richard looks familiar, you've probably seen him on Ivy 8888's channel. Eric did an interview with Richard talking about gun laws in England and stuff like that. I met Richard he was walking around NRA. He's the guy, if you've seen him before, he had this green jacket, right? Green jacket.
Denim one.
Denim jacket.
It was covered in patches.
Yeah, with a bunch of different patches and stuff like that. So, and he comes here every year. He's very pro Second Amendment, and I always thought it was cool. Like, wow, here's someone in England coming all the way out here to celebrate the Second Amendment with us and all that. And there's so many people here in America that don't celebrate it, unfortunately. And one day, where the hell are we going to go? Can you imagine that? What country are we going to, Scott, when we don't have the Second Amendment anymore?
I don't know. I tell you what, one thing that comes to mind is, I have one friend who has, when they, he served in the Army and everything else, and when they took his guns, he moved. He left. That was it for him. He wasn't.
He was in England?
He was in England, and was in Sarajevo and things, and was over there. So he, when they took his guns, that was it for him, and he picked up and left and came here, and not to say that, if that's everybody's cup of tea, so to speak. You like what I did there? I didn't even try. But
oh boy,
it's just he did because he felt it was just very unfair to do. So what's your take? Do you just want to keep coming back and visiting? We love having you, I'm sure, but what's your take on it? You ever thought of
he said he did. He says he is.
I am in the process of trying. It's just that your government doesn't want a lot of people from the UK to move here. So
that's so crazy.
It's
maybe you need to move south first.
Scott just said maybe you need to go south first.
Yeah,
which is exactly what I told him, and everyone's saying in the chat, like, dude, you might want to go to Mexico.
Yeah,
come across the border, #sanctuary city. But I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't want to move to one of those sanctuary cities.
No, don't do it.
It just when you're crossing at night and you're so white and the moon's out. You just glow. You glow like a freaking, like a searchlight, man. You can't do that.
Yeah. So what do you? So how many years now have you been trying to do this?
Well, including when I volunteered for military service and everything, because I was told I could do it that way. Probably nearly 9 years.
Wow.
Altogether, because I phoned the embassy, and then ever since then, when I just because when at the time you had the Vietnam War, you were letting people in. One of the famous guys, Rick Rescorla, who died in the trade towers when they come. He was actually served in Vietnam on that battle. They did the Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was in a film.
We Were Soldiers. Latrang.
Well, he was in that battle, and later on he was a head of security in the trade towers when they had the first bombing, and then obviously later on when they threw the planes in, and he was helping to evacuate people and get people to safety, and unfortunately he had died, and he came just a few miles down the road from where I live, Devon and Cornwall way, and he that's how he got into the country was he volunteered to go to Vietnam, serve a tour or two, and then you get your citizenship. But
I think that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to get some very patriotic people. My godfather came here. I was born in Guyana, and so was my godfather. But that's how he got his citizenship and all that, and was able to stay here in America. He came to America, joined the Army, served in Vietnam. I'm trying to get pictures of that because when he came back to Guyana during Vietnam with his uniform on and everything, and I was born, there's a picture of me in his arms. Lots of folks did that.
They don't let you do that anymore. If it was what was it, 40, 50 years ago, that you could still do that, but unfortunately they don't let you do that anymore. And I've been offered, because of previous jobs I've had with the military, I've been offered jobs with the ATF and everything before, and other government agencies like border agency, but then they won't employ me because I'm outside of the US. If I was English and already living here, it wouldn't be a problem, but because I'm trying to move in, they won't employ me that way. So it's not, you can't
we need to fix our system, I think. Scott, did you want to chime in there?
Well, I mean, it's just amazing to me that here you are, working so hard to be in the system, to make it work, to come over and be a productive, member. And there's a lot of them. I get it, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of folks that are trying to do it that way. And I just remember, my dad, when he got his citizenship and things like that. I mean, it's amazing how difficult they make it on people who try to actually work in the system. And Hank, you're right. I mean, that's something that we need to look at. We don't, I'm not saying open the floodgates, but I'm saying that folks who are sincerely working to try to be here, to improve everything and to be a productive member of society and that type of thing. I mean, let's not make it, impossible for those folks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've got no criminal record or anything like that, so there's nothing like that stopping me.
No, it's sad when the person who has all the means to take care of himself has to wait so long, and then they let all these other people in here that get on the government cheese and have records and have this and have that, and,
But it's like I still need to work, but I've got money to come into the country with to buy.
Right, you're working in England. Let's let everyone know that. So you basically you come over here for a little while. You go back to England. You work,
save up,
spend your money, come back here.
I mean, a lot of people know, like James Yeager, he mentioned before, because he found out I pick up tin cans and out off the street. Well, I do everything so I can afford my next trip.
Oh, really? That's what you do?
Whether I go to the Bahamas or my favourite places are either I come to the US or I go to the Bahamas. And I haven't been to the Bahamas now for nearly 2 years. And this year this is the third trip to the US. Because in January I was with Eric and the crew at IV88. And April I was at the NRA show, and then hit here this month with Hank and his wife and Babyface and everybody else.
Yeah. Len Holt says that my headphones is driving his OCD. Yeah, I have my headphones like this so this
I can hear.
So he can hear. That's what I'm doing.
Hank doesn't have an
these are DJ headphones. In case you haven't noticed, they could flip over.
He doesn't have an adapter for another set of headphones, so we've improvised.
We're just winging it here.
And we didn't want the feedback.
Yeah, come in a little bit closer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what? It's too bad. I think we do need to have a more merit-based system. I would like to say just keep. Oh, I see Richard, the other Richard's here too. Richard Hughes, you could try to sneak in here, Richard. Yeah, there's too many Richards.
Yeah, I was going to say too many Richards in a room isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Hank always wants to do this.
Oh, get your hands off my balls!
He scratched those balls.
What's the matter with you?
Hey, British Richard, why don't you put your ear right up against that so you can hear me? Let's see. Come on.
Wait a second.
Put your ear against it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's not even closer. That's
Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, listen, man. I encourage you to keep trying. Don't give up hope. We will. I'm not the only one who's done this. Like you said, there's lots of other folks in the gun community have hosted you. So
I've met people on the planes traveling around the States, and I met one couple. I met one half. They had to live separately for 10 years. One was in the US, one was in the UK, and they got married properly and everything, and they had to live apart for 10 years before either the UK government or the US government would let them live together in the same country.
Yeah. It's really. What's that? Hold on. What's? Yeah. Hey, Peggy. What's up?
Hey, not much. What's up with you?
Nothing. Did you have a question?
No, I was just.
He told me to come in here.
Oh. Walter he was just lonely. He wanted you to come in.
Okay.
That's what's happening. Yeah. Say hi. This is Richard. This is Richard Maunder from the UK visiting over here.
Peggy.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure out a way. I don't know if we could figure out a way to get him over to Safety Harbor so he could see the shop or something. We got to figure that out.
I don't know. You're pushing. Might be pushing the envelope.
Somewhere
there.
during this trip, we'll figure out a way to get him over. He's here till Wednesday. So
Yeah.
we'll figure out a way.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get other Richard Hughes to bring him by or something like that.
Oh,
So we can-
how was lunch today?
It was good.
yeah, we went. Where did we go to? Where did we go to?
Hooters.
We went to Hooters. We went to Hooters.
So, Richard, have you been to the only Hooters in Nottingham?
No, it's not the same as what you get here. So,
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
and there was one in Wales as well, but that was closed.
Yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
it's not as popular as it is here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. These I feel like we have. Go ahead.
Apparently, on Monday night, it's all you can eat wings. It's very popular.
It was full that
It
night.
was full that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think soccer was on too, or football was on at the same time. So
yeah, yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Walter and Peggy are American Hooters. I'm saying it with a British accent now. American Hooters royalty. American Hooters.
I don't think it's royalty.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's royalty.
I don't make any money from it, so it's not royalty.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I heard that. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you have fun at lunch?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
yeah,
We had a
lunch
chat
over
with the waitress. And
Yeah, there's a Hooters in Gainesville. Who
We
knew?
got-
I didn't even know.
we got next year's calendar, and
Yeah.
Rachel's in it again, so that's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Rachel B. Yeah,
I
she's
know
on the
about
calendar.
at least 3 of the girls that are in it from the Clearwater Hooters.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question? When can the dudes get up in the Hooters? How about me and Walter being
No.
up in the Hooters?
That ain't natural.
No.
That's not the way it works.
Yeah. Okay, Walter. What if we were just in the backdrop holding like a fig leaf or a palm tree or
Nope.
something like that? No.
That's
Okay.
not natural.
All right, not gonna happen. All right, listen, cool. So here's what I'm gonna do because I see the other Richard Hughes is here. I just wanted Richard to come on. Well, maybe tomorrow or sometime next week we'll get him actually here on the show and talking all that stuff. If anyone would like to, how can people like communicate with you, Richard, if they want to?
I've got a YouTube channel. There's nothing on it. I had problems with YouTube and my videos, but yeah, it's RJM1011 is my YouTube channel.
RJM1011.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So and then what if there's some like sexy ladies out there who
Yeah, so
like the British accent?
send me a message.
Yeah, you might you can live in America and you can live in England maybe.
That's it, yeah.
Maybe an immigration lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. Immigration lawyer might help a lot.
And what I can't remember, I think it was Jake said earlier someone was available, but no thank you.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on there. All right, thanks a lot, Richard. We will see you again
thank
on
you.
the show. We'll be hanging out. We'll be
Okay.
doing shooting and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get back into the swing of it here.
Okay, and I'm going.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Peggy. Bye, Peggy. Yeah. So that's cool. It's it's interesting to see that there's someone all the way overseas, all the way on the other side of the Atlantic, that loves the Second Amendment so much they're coming here, and it just makes me think, what about us that we're here, and where the hell are we gonna go to? We don't have it. Where are we gonna go visit? Where can you Walter, Scott? I don't know where we're gonna go. I think we got to stay here and fight for a second.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think you're right.
Yeah. So hopefully, if anyone out there has any way of helping out, let me flip this over for the people who can't. Boom. There you go. You happy now? So your OCD hopefully is fixed. I get it. I'm like that too. If I see something is really like messed up, I'm always
Fixating on it.
yeah.
Okay.
I've got issues. So, Rocky Mountain Bear says mail order husband. It can't be too bad. Everything. Have you guys noticed this? Have you guys noticed that no one in the movies from America, we invented movies, basically. I know someone's gonna argue that, but
No,
we
we
invented
didn't.
movies. Everyone in the movies is really British now. Did you guys notice that?
No, not everybody. Come on.
Everybody.
No, sir.
Everybody's British. Thor, British. Okay? Spider-Man, British. I think. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I don't know about
Okay.
Spider-Man. There's a lot of there's a lot of British people now in the movies in America. It's like they can't find any American. You know that Millie Bobby Brown, the chick that's in what the hell is it? Stranger Things. You ever heard of that show, Stranger Things?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the star of that show, her name is Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
okay.
Millie Bobby Brown. British, by the
All
way.
right.
Just trying to say.
What just happened here?
I don't know. I think you're trying to send some kind of crazy message.
No, I didn't do anything. It just popped up on popped up on my screen by
Yeah.
itself.
Okay. So let's see. Go ahead.
I think
ahead.
it's me, Hank. I lost you, Hank, on this. I'm looking at Walter, but I don't see you.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you must
real
have
time.
pressed. Yeah, you must have pressed a. Did you? You probably pressed a button. Do you see the little screen anywhere? There should be a little screen with us in it. Don't worry, I'm here and I look good. Don't worry about it. Oh, who did you lose? You see me, but you can't see Walter?
Oh, I see you now. No, I don't see Walter. So.
Oh, you're better off. Don't worry about it.
I can see all you guys. So
I don't know. I've seen some of the stuff that Walter's been messing with as we've been on the call.
Oh,
I want to see what Walter's
Oh
messing
yeah, okay.
with.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Walter, what you
Yeah.
got in your hands? Come on, let's see it. Let's see it here. Now he doesn't have anything.
Nothing right now, but you know,
Yeah.
earlier with the knife and the whole deal.
Oh
no.
yeah. I was playing with this kukri looking knife that
Oh,
supposed to be Pakistani military. It came from the Sportsman's Guide. I don't know how true that is.
oh, can we
I
see
like-
the
I like-
knife, or we're only going to see the sheath?
Gosh, you want everything. Let's see.
Well,
I know you
I
do.
mean,
You want everything.
Yes,
all right,
we
here
want
we
it
go.
all positions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that looks good.
it was inexpensive, so I purchased a couple of them, and
Yeah.
I might I gotta take it out and try it. Take it up to the woods and start hacking some stuff down.
Yeah.
So
By the way, someone, I think it's Theolize. Let me see, who is it? Theolize 808 says Denzel Washington, British. Not really.
no.
Kathleen Music Lover says Thor is Australian. That's the same thing.
He could be South African for all it, for
Yeah,
all
I
we
mean,
know.
come on. Australian, British, that's the same thing, right, Richard? No,
Those are the three languages everyone mixes up.
Yeah, he said, no, it's not.
That's what they sent to prisoners. There are a bunch of scumbags down there in Australia.
Oh, well, okay, I'm not getting into that one.
It started out as prisoners. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of after World War II, a lot of Europeans immigrated to Australia.
Yeah.
Supposedly my grandfather had a brother, and after the war, he just they lost track of him. They don't know where he went. There was some rumor that he went to Australia and stuff like that. So, stuff like that happens.
Yeah, went into the bush. Someone wants to know if Walter's had anything to eat yet.
I'm already fueled.
Okay,
Yep,
already
I'm
fueled. Okay.
Yep.
So, so Walter showed some stuff there. It wasn't a gun. I don't know if that's what you saw Walter playing around with.
I've been touching this.
Okay, here we go. Now we go.
That's that Belgian Smith & Wesson top break knockoff.
Oh, that looks good.
It doesn't work properly right now. Like watch.
No.
Okay. It's one of those good guns. It doesn't go off. It's safe, but I think the springs are all shot in.
Is the firing pin missing?
No, the firing pin is actually on the hammer. Right?
Yeah, I'm just teasing you.
No, so it needs to be going. It probably could be made to work, but you'd have to replace all the springs in it.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I was teasing Babyface with that he was going to do a restoration on it.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. That's very cool. So just to fill Scott in here, the reason why I said is there a firing pin, because Walter and I, we were shooting on Tuesday. Walter had a big, massive 20 millimeter. Is it Axio?
It's Anzio Arms.
Anzio Arms bolt action. Yeah.
Right.
We're everybody's excited. We're taking a bunch of pictures. We're like, oh, this is gonna be fun, doing all this stuff. And then Walter goes to shoot it. Click.
No pin. Was it like you had it at a gun show or something?
No.
We were kind of test firing it for Mike, and he says his guy forgot to put the firing pin in.
Yeah.
So, was it the actual? Isn't the Anzio? Isn't that built out in Salt Lake someplace?
No, he's in Florida down here.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
He's around us in Central Florida. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was very
So
disappointed.
yeah,
very
it's
disappointed.
one thing to be shooting a pistol and it goes click, but when you have 20 millimeter, which is matter of fact, we're at 20 millimeter up here someplace.
Yeah, here we
Anyways,
go.
yeah, here's 20 millimeter right there. When that doesn't go off, you're going, oh God.
Yeah.
Am I gonna
Yeah.
am I gonna open the bolt up and it's gonna go off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really
Hey,
know.
open the
so.
bolt up. No, you open the bolt up. No, you.
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
first. You
Yeah.
go first. I'm
Actually,
trying to find out. There was not even a mark on the firing pin, so no.
Yeah.
No,
so I'm working on that video. I'm editing that video. It's I don't know. Hopefully I'll get it done tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
Since Richard was hanging out here, I wasn't able to get it done, but hopefully I'll get it done tomorrow. And yeah, that's exactly what Walter did in the video. Click, and then Walter's sitting there. He's like, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Walter don't want to open this. He's waiting. Is this a hang fire? What's going on here? For a minute, yeah. That's a bad day. Have you actually experienced that, or seen that happen, Walter? Is that?
I mean, I've had hang fires where they go click boom, but I've never click open it up and it goes boom after you take it out. No, no.
Well,
Luckily, because as you do 50 cal, same thing. Click. It's like, oh crap, here it goes. What now? And I kind of take it out and just kind of get it away from me. But yeah, I've never had one go off like that. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was a thing. Like if that actually happens.
It could.
Oh, okay.
That's why you don't open it right away. You sit there and just let it.
Oh, okay. Top tip for people out there: don't do that.
Yeah.
Let it decide if it wants to go off.
If it's sitting there smoldering in there and all of a sudden, boom, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to have a 5.56 round go off as you eject it right in your face. I mean, that wouldn't be good. So, yeah.
So Walter, as a manufacturer, if somebody makes those 50 caliber uppers that you guys make, I mean, what have you found? Have you ever found any problems with the surplus 50 cal ammo and? In general, have you had more than one of those hang fires or? No,
I mean, there's a couple like the old Dominican. There's some Dominican surplus, which is a yellow tip. Stay away from that stuff because it's just weird stuff. But in general, I've shot stuff from France and all kinds of different countries as far as surplus. Even at one time, some Chinese stuff. And it all goes off. It all runs for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that stuff I wish I could get more of because there was nothing wrong with the ammo. It's just.
But you're saying stay away from the Dominican.
Yeah, Dominican yellow tip stuff is kind of dicey. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen that. So.
I have. A friend of mine bought some, and he was going to shoot it in his semi-auto. And he's got an M2 that's semi-auto. I said, "Don't shoot, Christian. Don't put that stuff in your gun because it might not go off. It might blow up. It's just weird stuff. So it wasn't stored properly. The story was. So stay away from the yellow tip Dominican. Yeah.
And I bet the old stuff or the different, where you get the ammo, it makes a huge difference. I saw a guy that had one of the universal, so it wasn't old M1 carbines, but he'd bought that and his stamp came in and he brought it to the range and put down 2 boxes of steel cased Russian ammo, and he didn't make it. His daughter was shooting it, and they didn't make it through a box and a half, and it blew up. And there goes. That was a $7,000 bad round.
Whoa!
Wow. I mean, I've shot some of that the Wolf stuff, M1 carbine. I haven't any problems with it.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, and it must have been something else because he actually got it fixed. The receiver was good enough that he brought it back and had it fixed and brought it back and used the same ammo and it did the same thing. So I don't know.
Wow.
Some receiver, the headspace or whatever, but you think second time he would have.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Just a little.
Yeah. At some point you say let me just invest a little bit in some different ammo here.
I mean, I've got some 9mm stuff that came out of Chile, and I've shot that in the Sten, and then later on I look at the Sten, cleaning it up, and I got a bulge barrel. So might have had, you're shooting that might have had a squib round, and then it pushed it out and one behind it, but it was just like, it makes me think I'm not going to use that stuff in anything. I probably won't use it at all now. So because it could have a bad round in it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So let's use that as a segue here into Sky, because we're obviously here to talk about Sky.
Yep, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So and we got Scott here. Let's first of all, Scott, tell us what's your background here in the industry, and how did you wind up working with Sky, and what exactly do you do for Sky?
Well, I've been around the industry for a little while. I'm currently the national sales manager at Sky. I was doing some other stuff, and I was working with Sky. Sky was one of my clients in advertising and things, and about a year ago I went and visited their facility, and it's a great facility. I mean, it's our owner, Joe Roebuck. He's a tool and die guy. He's 100% machinist all the way. He loves making things. He loves doing that. So I got the tour of the plant, and then we had a dinner at SHOT Show, and with no intention of anything but just taking some clients to dinner who I liked, and it was just one of those really great dinners you end up having. It was a business dinner that didn't seem like a business dinner at all. Tons of fun. And the next morning at SHOT on Friday, I went to say thank you, and he pulled me in the meeting room there at the booth and asked me if I'd be interested in joining the team. So that kind of started our conversation. And but as far as my background goes, I've been around the industry since about 2003. I've been around for a little while. I've been really fortunate over the years to really have some great friends in the industry and learn a lot about the industry and how it works. And I've worked in advertising. I was with FMG Publications, so Guns Magazine, American Handgunner Magazine for a long time. I worked at Action Target.
Oh, cool.
Selling ranges.
Yeah.
I helped build some fairly large ranges for them.
Respect.
Over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So. And then I worked at Recoil, and I've worked for FN and a few different places, and right now I came on with Sky, and we're putting a lot of stuff together, and I made them. One of the things that I have done over the years is I've shot a lot, so I shoot a lot of 3-gun over the years, and one of the things that I asked them to do was to send me guns, because sometimes when you think about inexpensive guns or cheap guns, you kind of think about them being, poorly manufactured, and Sky is not that way at all. Sky is, it's a quality gun, all stainless steel construction on the slide and the barrel, and a steel barrel, and we turn the barrels ourselves, and we cut the slides ourselves, and it's all manufactured in Daytona, and we turn some of our parts in our plant in Maryville, Tennessee, which is near Knoxville. So it's all 100% American-made stuff, and I put probably 500 rounds through our 9mm and 700 rounds through the 380s the first weekend I had them, or through when they sent me those guns, and so I realized that it was a solid little gun. And Joe Roebuck, our owner, his big thing is he doesn't want anybody to be priced out of being able to protect themselves, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't be priced. People shouldn't be priced out of the Second Amendment. And so, while other companies are charging more for their guns, Joe, we do volume. We sell a ton of guns. So that's where Sky really excels as far as that goes. And one of the other things that I enjoyed was that they don't pretend it's something it's not. They don't pretend it's the same thing as my $4,000 custom pistols, that I shoot in 3-gun and things. So it is what it is. It's a tool that allows people to protect themselves. A single mom with a restraining order probably wouldn't be able to go out and spend $600 or $800 or $700 or whatever it is to get a gun. She can afford to go get a Sky, and it's going to go bang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of things here. I don't know if Walter, if you have any questions. I've known Sky's been out there now for quite a few years, I believe. I'm not saying they've been out there for like 20, 30 years or anything like that. I think the company's been around, at least 5-6 years or something?
It's actually been around maybe, I think since about 2003 in
okay.
Current type of stuff, current products and things.
Okay.
Quite a while. It's established, and it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, go ahead, Walt.
calibers.
Yeah.
Calibers.
380 9mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So basically,
two-
like, so here's the wait. This is the 380, which we had on before.
Two platforms, basically.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. Do you want to answer that, Scott?
Yeah. So there's two platforms. We do the 380. We do our CPX1 and CPX2 are 9mm. The CPX1 has a thumb safety. You know how some people prefer that, and the CPX2 does not.
Yeah, I'm showing the CPX2 right here. I am not a fan of the thumb safety for anyone who's.
That's fine. I'm not either. When I pick my personal guns, I don't need the thumb safety. I don't want the thumb safety. But the mechanism, it's a hammer fired gun, so it's it's double action only. So it is kind of a long trigger pull. It is an 8-pound trigger, but it's the same. It's very smooth and it's predictable. And in a self-defense gun, that double action is not the end of the world by any means.
Yeah. So here's because I want to have a conversation and I want to invite the folks out there in the audience to ask questions. This is your opportunity. You have someone here that's representing a Sky to ask these questions to. One of the things, and tell me if I'm coming at this from the wrong direction. I know when I first heard about Sky, they're here in Florida. It bears like a kind of a similarity to a gun that's already out there. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys have to say when it comes to that?
Well, I mean, I think you're talking about something like the Keltec P11. I think is the one I'm thinking of, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's similar. And honestly, I don't know all the details of the origin of the gun, but it's the same idea. Double action only, hammer fired gun. Honestly, I don't really know a whole lot more than that in the beginning, as far as that goes. But I know that we've really focused on putting out our CPX 1 and 2s and our CPX 3s and 4s, and really keeping the quality very high. Okay. Making them work all the time.
Is the 380 gun is it locked or is it straight blowback?
No, it locks. Yeah. Okay. No, it locks. It's just like the 9mm. Okay. So.
I think it has what you guys are calling, Scott, like, is it quad lock?
Yeah. So that's called the Roebuck quad lock, and basically what it is, Joe, being a machinist, has made it so when this is locked, there's 2 points of contact at the end of the, up here by the muzzle, and then at the rear, at the chamber, and then where it locks up underneath where the pin goes through. So there's 4 points of contact that locks that barrel into the same place all the time. So it will preserve, your accuracy and things. And so, they're a lot of fun. I can, hit a torso at 60 yards with the 380. When we went out to one of the publishers' rendezvous out in Wyoming, we were hitting a steel plate at 126 yards.
Okay. So I know Walter hasn't had a chance to shoot this yet. I'll definitely give him the opportunity. What I did notice, so yeah, exactly like Scott is saying, there is definitely, and I'm just checking this one that I have here. So yeah, there is definitely this long pole which you have to be, you've got to be aware of what's going on there, right? So I don't even me racking it is not even necessary because it resets. It's almost like a revolver. There is that long pole. We actually, when we had Ava on from Gun Funny, we were showing these and we were talking about them. So the long pole usually makes it less accurate. What I noticed, because if you're not prepared to shoot like that all the time, I think it makes it less accurate. What I noticed was more consistency, even though it had the long pole, and I'm guessing that has something to do with the quad lock thing that's going on there, right?
Actually, so double action, you're exactly right. It's basically like shooting a revolver, and part of the problem that we see is that there's not that many people that are accustomed to shooting a revolver anymore. Even
no. Yes, yeah, that's
there was a time, like for example, I noticed it when I shot the Bianchi Cup. I think it was 2012 with a 6-inch 686 that had been kind of tuned up, and we had the single action notch removed, and it was very smooth. But that allowed me to get used to actually a smooth pull all the way through till that break, right? And so it's the same principle as shooting a semi-auto anything. Basically, you align the sights and you squeeze the trigger without disrupting the sight picture. I mean, that's very simple. That's very much simplified, but that's kind of shooting. Whatever you're shooting, you line it up, want it, and squeeze the trigger without disrupting that sight picture.
I like the double action on a gun like that because I have a little Kel-Tec I put in my pocket.
Right.
I wouldn't put no striker fired gun in my pocket.
Right. Not without some kind of sleeve or anything.
Not with something, because I could. You would have to do some hurt. Well, you'd have to be. I don't know how you'd pull a double action trigger in your pocket by accident. I don't see how it can happen.
Well,
I mean.
And you're absolutely right. There's so many different things that can happen. As over the years, as I've been on the, been on the range, whether it was doing some training with law enforcement or any of the other number of things. I mean, you've seen all kinds of things. You've seen people's drawstrings on their windbreaker. I've seen that where it gets stuck in the gun and in the holster and things, and when they pull the gun out when they draw, the gun flips down the range and things like that. I mean, so many things can happen. If you put it in your pocket with your keys, and the ring catches. I mean, how much pressure will that?
And everybody wants to take the striker fire guns and make them lighter. We're going to put a 3-pound trigger on my Glock. It's like, okay, go for it. Go for it.
Well, I mean, one of the things here is that we have to, there is that specific person who is how can I put this? The guy who puts the gun in their pocket without a holster. There's that. That's one thing. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's people who don't like the idea of a holster and they want the gun in the pocket. You've got to particularly carry for that situation or carry a specific gun for that. I definitely would not recommend something striker fired going in your pocket.
Well, I wouldn't put a Glock 19 in my pocket. It's just it's not going to work. It's going to print a little bit.
Right.
But even smaller ones, I still don't know that I would. I mean, I had a I've had a 42, which I liked a lot, when they first came out, and if I do put it in my pocket, I'm going to put it in, one of the little wallet sleeve things.
Yeah, like something that's friction that's going to stick.
The trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and people are going to carry how they carry. I think it's important that ultimately, pick the right gun for the right situation and the right clothing choices. People talk about 380s and things like that, and sometimes you get those little tiny skinny ones. They're not very fun to shoot. That's why, one of the things that I do like about the Sky is that there's a lot of surface area in the grip. It's not a little tiny skinny gun, and there's a lot more mass in the slide to help to absorb that recoil, and that mass in the slide also allows us to put a lighter spring in it, so you can actually manipulate it, fairly easily. So,
what is the capacity on that 380?
10 plus 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me get a couple of comments in here so that I don't get too far behind. Roger Shu says my Sky CPX2 is my EDC. Love it. So that's from Roger Shu.
Right. Thanks, Roger.
Brian Quick says, I'll give credit to Sky for not putting a rail on their pistol. # team no rail because they're ugly. Okay, there you go.
Well, I did. When he pulled out the zombie green one, I did look to see if there was a rail because I got that little zombie green knife.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Perfect assessment.
Yeah, isn't that that's a what do you call it, right?
What's that? This is the 9mm that I'm looking at. This is the lime green 9mm. So
yeah.
But yeah,
Walter's talking about there's a little green bayonet type thing, right, Walter?
Yeah, I think who put him out? K-Bar or somebody?
Yeah, one of those manufacturers did, and it's just completely useless, but it's just kind of funny to put on the gun. That's all.
It kind of pisses people off. That's okay.
Yeah. SoCal Gunner says, I wish I could buy one here in Cali. Damn you, handgun roster. So these aren't available in Cali.
No, that's, I don't know if has there been anybody who's actually put a new gun on that roster? I don't believe there has been, because I think microstamping is a part of it. Well, I think microstamping is a part of it, and it's expensive to go through the process.
Microstamping kicked in this year or kicked in a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I wonder. I don't know. I've been told. Honestly, being from California, I grew up in Southern California, and it is a great place to be from, and there's still a lot of great stuff going on in California, and there's still a lot of great people, in California fighting the good fight. But it's also a wonderful place to be from.
Mm-hmm. A lot of sarcasm in that one.
And I love to go visit. I still go visit. I see friends. We go to the old stomping grounds and get my favorite Mexican restaurants and things, and see friends. But yeah, man, 3 or 4 days and I'm good.
I mean, California is a beautiful country on its own. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's too bad it's been
the Democrats have co-opted the process over there, so that they're the only ones that can seem to win an election. So.
Yeah.
My favorite gun shop as a kid was within sight of the beach there in Cardiff, California.
Oh God, you couldn't have that now.
People they lose their minds.
Oh yeah.
Jake,
there used to be all kinds of importers there of surplus and stuff and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Southern California was competitive shooting mecca for a long time.
Yeah.
They're
killing themselves.
Jake Delahome says Sky has great customer service in my experience. That's from Jake Delahome. Let's see what we got here. Brian Quick says, I carry my Keltec in my bikini without a holster. That's why I call it my bikini holster. Okay.
Don't send any pictures. We believe you.
Is that prison carry? Is that like a prison carry kind of thing? I don't.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, we don't need to see that. No, thanks. Arms.
I like what Adam Smith says. My girlfriend hates when I have a negligent discharge.
Okay. I don't blame her.
That's what you were talking about earlier, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. The Armsman says an unholstered pocket carry is self-inflicting negligent discharge waiting to happen. Unholstered pocket carry. Yeah, well, especially if you're carrying something that has a hairpin trigger on it, or even a very light trigger on it. Yeah,
I don't do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any. If you're gonna do that, I personally would go with some kind of holster in my pocket. That's me. I don't know where you come down on that, Walter. If you're not gonna do that, don't put anything else in that pocket, please.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Everybody can choose how they want to do it. They assume that responsibility. But
right.
Yeah, it's we actually, one of the problems when I first came on, one of the things that we had here was trying to find holsters for Sky stuff, and we had Alien Gear was doing them. A few other people were doing them. Mm-hmm. Some of our newer products coming up this year that we're getting ready to release. We'll actually have a pretty for us, a good announcement, a fairly big announcement on the 25th of this month. But we were working with holster manufacturers right now, and we're not necessarily buying a whole bunch of holsters to send, but we're working with them to we're going to include like 20% off a holster, a card in the box with the gun, so they'll know exactly where to go. People will be able to get a holster when they buy the Sky, the old and the new offerings.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I think that there's lots of holster manufacturers that don't want to make holsters for certain things just because, they're thinking like price point. Are people going to be willing to spend this much money on this holster, that kind of a thing? So it's good that we're dealing with like a value-priced gun, and then the company's thinking about the holsters because that's something everyone's going to run into, getting good value holsters as well.
Well, we hear that, and then when they hear the number of guns that we sell, they change their tune.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to. I'm a member of the National Shooting Sports Foundation, and every year they publish the number of who sold how many guns, which companies,
mm-hmm.
and handguns, rifles, pistols, shotguns, how many are imported, all that stuff. and some of the companies you go, holy cow, they made a lot of guns. I can't remember Sky's, but I mean, some of the other ones, I mean, compared to myself, which it's minuscule compared to them.
Yeah. Can you tell us those numbers, or you guys don't really publish those numbers?
Let's just. I think I'm not sure if it was last year or 2017. I think we sold 8% of all the 9mm sold.
Really?
So it was quite a few. I mean, it was over. It was a lot. I mean,
you're talking Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
Springfield
8%
Armory.
8% is a big number considering how many different people make 9mm.
I mean,
handguns. Springfield
Armory, a ton of guns from Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson, tons of guns. Springfield Armory.
Glock.
Who was a Colt?
Colt.
I mean not Colson, Colson was, but Glock.
Yeah.
Glock.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands. So.
Yeah. I mean, they're great. I mean, Taurus. Look how many
Taurus,
guns Taurus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Taurus,
yeah. Ruger also sells a lot.
Big time.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I mean, I notice. I mean, I know that they notice us. Like I've seen it happen at NRA, for example, and other places. And for, like lately we've been running a $25 rebate, and then another one of the other companies, had a $50 rebate miraculously appear. So, things, and it's good. We're still selling a ton of guns, and I'm sure they are too. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that there's some reason for that. I mean, I think one of the things like why people think, oh, maybe these guys aren't selling a lot of guns is that double action. But then what you have to think about it is for the person who's first like getting into the game, I think they feel more secure with that double action, right? Am I right or wrong about that?
Some people do. Yeah, some people definitely do. And, I find that we have folks who are very experienced who still like the double action for certain applications, and especially when you look at our guns, I mean, you can go out right now and find the 9mm pistol for right around $200. I mean, the local Sportsman's Warehouse here in my town has them for $199, and they, you can get one for every room. I had one industry friend, when I was walking through NRA. That was my first show with Sky, and I was walking through there, and he stopped me and he said, "Man, I got one of those in every room in my house." And I was, okay.
I believe it.
And he said he even had him in the bathroom, and I said, "Really? Where do you put him in the bath?"
Yeah. Oh, wait, is that me? Hold on. Yeah, you guys froze up there for a second. I'm assuming that's me.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if everyone's still. Yeah. You said that your friend was put one in every bathroom in the house. I was gonna say, is he Kevin Hart? Because I saw Kevin Hart did a skit because he got robbed, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
And so in his house, he put guns all over his house. And I know that people, for example, there's people that I know that get Skies to go in their car.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but if it gets, if somebody jacks your car, it's, like if they break in the window and steal what's in your car, I mean, you're out a couple $100. I'm not saying that it's okay or anything. It's just,
yeah.
You're not, and don't get me wrong. Like I love my guns. I love all my guns, like the high end, the lower end. I mean, they all have a story. There's all, a reason why I've got them, being a gun guy. But I don't necessarily. I've also donated one at TSA inadvertently, or
Oh no! Oh,
so my point being, why
you
would you want to carry?
You became one of those news stories. Oh boy!
No, not at all. I tell you what, I was in Salt Lake. I was on my way to the plane in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
So. Not a problem, right? But
okay, cool.
Trust me, it was a problem. I had to work through it and everything else. But I've done everything they asked and that type of thing, and it's cool. But my point being, it's like carrying a super expensive knife. You have knife guys that carry a $2,800 custom Damascus with mammoth tooth knife. Okay, well here, open this cardboard box for me.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Also,
if you lose that, I mean, that's happened to me. I lost I said this before. I lost a knife that I got from Doug Marcado.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he gave me, and that really makes me mad.
Right. So certain things. Yeah. I mean, I've done the same, but the point being, Do you want to? So do you have the $2,800 knife? And it was beautiful. It was awesome. I'd love to have one, but I'm not going to go open the bale of hay with it, type of thing. So you're going to actually utilize something that's more of a utilitarian like tool, and train like you fight and the whole deal. I get it, right? Everybody's got an opinion on it and that type of thing.
Does Sky still have, like, I remember that we're talking about losing it or it getting stolen. I remember Sky initially when they came out had that that warranty where if it got stolen, you got the police report and everything, you got it replaced. What's up with that?
Yeah, we had to drop that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I think the ATF asked us to stop doing that, but we do have a perpetual warranty. So as long as we won't replace it that way and stuff like that. But if there's ever a problem, we'll fix it. One of the things I did when I came on with the company was read a whole bunch of reviews and things like that, and they had a stellar customer service reputation. They took care of things, and as like, it's a machine, it's a mechanical chunk of metal and Zytel, so there may be issues, and if there are, we'll fix them, right? I mean, look at what a good job some of these folks have done, when there have been recalls and stuff. As long as you take care of people and watch out for them and take care of your product and get them back to the customer in a timely fashion, people, I mean, it's inconvenient, and yet you build customers that way.
Yeah. So let me okay, Len Holt asked this question actually a while ago. He says, are there any other calibers in the works, any other platforms, carbine, bullpup maybe? I don't know. I'll throw that in there.
Bullpup.
Yeah.
Right now, it's all 9mm and 380. 380 is, the caliber itself is not as hot as it was, a few years ago. But 9mm, I think, because of the improvements in ballistics and bullets and things like that, has been very hot. I mean, look at 40 cal, where'd it go? But I don't think that we're gonna, at the moment, we're not planning on doing any other calibers, but we are perhaps. I've maybe heard of some other platforms coming, maybe. Yeah, okay. I would say watch out. We have an announcement coming.
SHOT Show. Oh.
Well, we have an announcement kind of putting out November 25th, and then another big one at SHOT Show. And without divulging too much, I mean,
you could tell us a little bit. We're not going to tell anyone.
Don't say anything.
It stays right here in the circle.
Right.
Circle of trust. Circle of trust.
So,
right here.
So there's a lot of trends going on right now in the firearms industry. Like, there's been one really big release here lately. With Springfield and their Hellcat and that type of thing. And there's some other options that are available on SIG and like the 365 and the 365 XL and things like that and stuff. And so these things have, some of our planning for the future has not necessarily been in response to these things, but we've been working on some options coming up in the future. So watch out for, keep checking with Sky and on social media and on the website and things, because we've got some pretty cool announcements coming up with, maybe partnering with some really reputable folks in the industry and at a really strong price point, that type of thing. So we've got some stuff coming. And then, we have another release plan for NRA that's a little out of our wheelhouse, or it seems to be, but between our VP and of sales and marketing, Bo Hickman, and I mean, I think we've got a pretty good handle on, just about everything as far as platforms, So
okay.
So yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. I wish I could, divulge more at the moment, but it's coming. It's not far away.
Okay, we'll look forward to it. We'll talk about it here. Maybe we'll invite you back on if you guys want to show and tell when those.
We would love it. Yeah, we'd absolutely love it, because it's really exciting, and I don't want to build it up too much and not tell you anything. But yeah, it's really, it'll be disruptive.
Oh, okay. I like these words. I like these words
Yeah.
you're using. I like these words you're using. Chuck Miller says he says I bought a 3 Sky CPX online. They were like $129 with a rebate. It was either Sportsman Guides or Palmetto State. Palmetto State does
Palmetto State. We ran a special SKU with Palmetto, and then we've been running our. They did a limited run of a purchase with us. And then we did a $25 rebate on all of our guns all fall, and we still have that going through the end of the year. And it's really pushed a lot of guns out there. And because of their price on the guns and that $25 rebate, I think their total price once people fill out the mail-in rebate form and send their SKU in, the UPC and all that stuff off the box, it was $129.
Mm-hmm. That, I mean, come on now. These are we're talking stocking stuffer prices right here.
Yeah, like that's every
seriously.
room in the house, right? And every car you own, and that type of thing. So
yeah, stalker. What am I talking about? Christmas stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
We're not pushing stalkers. No, we don't.
No.
Stocking stalkers.
Okay, hold on a second. Rocky Mountain Bear says 10 millimeter, please. Richard Rasnick says a carbine would be cool. Chuck Miller says skip the 40 cal. Let's have a Sky 10 millimeter. Mr.
I see you got Mr. FNH is in there. He must love 5.7s. That's interesting.
Oh, why is that interesting?
Well, I worked at FN,
Oh, right. Yes, FN. Oh, yes,
I don't
of
think
course.
anybody's ever made another. Has anyone ever made a 5.7 platform other than FN?
Masterpiece Arms. Masterpiece Arms.
Yeah, but that's not. Come on, that's not. Yeah.
It's basically a M11-9 in 5.7.
Yeah. It's not as sexy as the 5.7 pistol. Or not as sexy as the PS90.
Or the AR-57 is another one too, which is
Walther. I was going to ask you if you had any experience with those. I think of all of them out there, I think that would be the one I'd like to get, just one of those uppers.
I have one. It goes bang. It's not full auto, so it's kind of boring. But
it needs to be full auto.
I imagine it's super flat, and your sight will never come off the target.
Yeah, I have a whole can of ammo. I need to get a full auto bolt. That's what I need to get, and then do till rock and roll. So.
Yeah, I think I used to have. So when I first started doing YouTube, I did have a PS90, and I had a 5.7 pistol. I thought they were awesome. I wound up selling them because this is what especially in the beginning when I started doing this, I had to sell stuff in order to get new stuff. I tend to never sell my bullpups, and yet I sold my PS90. So I want to get that back. I want to make it SBR, at least. And then the 5.7 pistol I thought was really, really a cool gun. I would love to get one of those in tan. Sometimes there's deals out there.
I just can't spend $1,200. Sorry, I just can't.
Well, there's deals sometimes. Sometimes there's good deals that are out there.
That gun, I look at it and I go, that thing should be $500 because it's just like every other plastic and steel gun. It's nothing. It's not brain surgery.
No, I would say, okay, so here's what I would say. The only thing that comes close, or the thing out there that someone's making that's kind of in the category, not on the level of the 5.7 pistol, would be the, the PMR pistol from Kel-Tec, right?
Kel-Tec, yeah.
That's 22 Magnum. There's a massive difference between those two guns, though. There's a difference between the caliber. Even though the 22 Magnum can punch through armor, there's a difference in the caliber, but there is a difference in the build, of the 5.7 pistol versus the PMR. And I'm not trying to knock the PMR. I've got two of them.
Yeah, I have one myself.
Yeah, I think there's a difference in there. And, I mean, listen, I would like it to be $300.
No, I'm just saying in manufacturing, looking at it, going, it's really not any.
It's not. I don't think it's in the same ballpark as far as the manufacturing and everything else. But that PMR pistol, that thing, when that first came out, remember how hot that was, and I have one. I don't shoot it a ton, but I've got that heavy grain Hornady ammo, and when I do shoot it, it is a ton of fun. And the 5.7, it definitely serves a purpose, and it's well made and everything else, and it shoots well. But
I don't see that. I just don't see the $1,200 in it.
Yeah, I know that's something though. I wish that there was a way to make those more affordable and get those more readily out there, because I think they're not just cool guns, but they are very effective. I mean, don't the Secret Service use those things?
I believe they use the PS90.
They use the PS90. The P90. They use the P90. Okay, they don't use the 5.7 pistol.
Not that I know of. I don't know. I don't think so, but I know they use that P90. I mean, that was kind of the point, was executive protection type stuff.
Right. Okay.
Concealable little bullpup. So, you're a bullpup fan. You work with Sven and those guys at Manticore. Have you worked?
Oh yeah. I know Sven.
You know them well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, I likes the bullpups. I got I'm building my collection of bullpups. I've got a FS2000 that I actually bought from someone who, I don't know if he's in the chat right now. I've got a Steyr AUG, I have the Keltec RDB, I've got a couple of other, I've got the K&M Arms, the K&M Arms 308.
You've got the sickness, that's for sure.
Yeah. I can't let go of a bullpup. I forgot the name of it already, but there's what's that bullpup I was telling you about, Walter? That's from the '80s, the shotgun. Aries Firearms Training hooked me up with that.
It's a Mossberg, I think.
Yeah. What is that thing? I forgot the.
Did it just?
The high standard. There's a high standard shotgun, I think, too, from the '80s.
Yeah. So if I can, I collect bullpups. That's what I do. Yeah, Walter has an arm pistol. Have you ever seen the arm pistol?
Bushmaster arm pistol.
Yeah, you ever saw that thing?
I want to say I've seen it, but only seen. I haven't seen it in person or anything. No, but I honestly I've seen it. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walter's laughing.
It makes a lot of noise and it shoots a lot of bullets, but it's not much for aiming. So
is that right?
Yeah, it's just kind of because you have it on your arm right here, so you're firing 223 and it's going. That's
it's
an interesting concept. The original concept of that was to use a round like the 5.7 round. That was the original concept. A smaller, like the 218B.
Yeah.
You're familiar with that? That's that same size of cartridge.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would be a lot more controllable. But Bushmaster, back in the day, just went ahead and they did 223 and it didn't go anywhere.
What was the history behind that? Was that meant to be like a pilot, backup rescue gun, wasn't it? Yeah.
Get on the ground, lay down some firepower, lay down some rounds, and
right.
Yeah,
man, Walter, I think it'd probably be fun to go through your stuff with you. I bet you got some cool stuff.
When are you going to be in Florida? Come out to Florida.
Well, I'm not fighting myself. I know it's like inviting yourself. No. Bedroom. I don't want to do that. I'm just saying. It sounds pretty interesting. Yeah. I bet you've got some good experiences. I've those are always fun. I mean, it's like when I got to go through the Springfield Armory, the actual Springfield Armory in Massachusetts. And go through their third floor, type of thing. I bet. Walter, I bet you got a lot of.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Knowledge like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see all the. Huh? I like to see all the prototype stuff and things we played with. And
absolutely.
Huh?
Go ahead. Hank.
No, I was gonna say Walter has guns he's forgotten about. I'm sure that. We like to call it the Stargate, but I remember Walter telling me about the Knight's Armament. Right? You saw the Knight's Armament.
Yeah, I went to Reed Knight's museum. Because he bought all the stuff from Colt one time when Colt was clearing things out, and he's got all the prototype ARs. He's got all the prototype AR-8, the AR-10s, the stuff you see in magazines. I get goosebumps. The stuff you see in magazines are on the wall right there, and inside the museum you can walk right up to. He said, just don't touch, but you can look as close as you want.
Yeah,
I mean, there's this stuff right there, and then all kinds of World War II stuff. And
did you get to see the tanks while you were there?
I've been offered to go see that because I do military vehicles also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So
we're gonna be great friends, Walter.
I was offered to go by somebody who's one of the ones who runs it, but I didn't follow up with it.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
All right.
But the other military vehicle guys here in Florida have been offered to go too, so it's just a matter of getting over there.
Yeah, I think you have to be in. I try to invite myself, and that didn't work.
Well, that museum is by invitation only.
Yeah, yeah. I saw someone from Knights Armament, and I was like, "Hey, I want to get into the museum." She was no guns for you.
The last time they had the SHOT Show in Florida, that's when Kalashnikov. That was in 2007. He was still alive. Reed Knight brought him in, so we went to his museum on the bus that the Knights Armament provided with Kalashnikov.
Wow.
So that was, I was standing in a group of guys, and you just like right across from me, it's like, oh, this is awesome, so
that's pretty amazing. I think I went, they had that shooting event over there, right? I think I provided some targets for that shooting event they had at the facility. That's the only time I've actually been there, but it was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, that's a former Tomahawk cruise missile factory there.
Yeah.
They came into it a really good deal because the county was looking to get rid of it. They wanted somebody to come into that building, and they have magazines and their own shooting range. When I say magazines, powder magazines where you keep like explosive warheads and all that stuff. It's kind of cool. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. By the way, you mentioned you worked for Action Target before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I need to do some revamping of the range. And here's how I know that Action Target's good stuff. I have one target from Action Target on my range, and it's the only target that doesn't need changing after all these years.
Is it pistol or rifle?
It's both. It's there's one like it has a triangular kind of base, and then it's just like a plate about that big, circle plate. And I jacked it. I didn't even buy that from Action Target. I actually jacked it. I jacked it with permission from another range, but all my other steel really has to go. And I was telling Lola when we replace those things, I'm gonna put in like Action Target stuff in there. I know you don't work there anymore, so I'm not trying to, unless you got the hookup, then.
I'm not going to say don't by any means. I have stuff that I've been using ever since, and if I shoot rifle at one of their targets, I designate that a rifle target, and I don't shoot anything else because sometimes the certain areas where they've welded the arm on or whatever would get pockmarked. And this is the old stuff. I can't speak of their new stuff. This was years ago, but a lot of the stuff, just to shout out there, like I said, I have a lot of their stuff still that I left there in 07. So, I mean, it's still gets used a ton. But MGM targets is really kind of my go-to here since then.
Oh, really? Okay.
They hold up much better, in my opinion, holds up much better to a lot of rifle fire for me. From like, I shoot, when I go out and do 3-gun practice with a 308 or a 5.56, I mean, I'll put one at 50 yards, I'll put one at 75, and then I'll put a torso at 100. So I'll do, on the clock, like 2-shot from the low ready or from port arms or something, at 100 yards on the torso that they do. They do one called the BCC zone, and it gives a little bit when it's hit, so it absorbs some of that energy and dissipates some of that energy without getting pockmarks.
Oh, okay, cool. So MGM
targets out of Idaho. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotta look into that. Check into that one. Yeah, I'm gonna need to re-up on some steel. Yeah. Brian Quick says, which I think I saw this video. Iraq veteran 8888 did 1,000-round test on the Sky pistol. I think the only problem was a broken slide stop.
Good man.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I tell you, like I said, I made him send me those guns, and I put a bunch of rounds through them, and I have one of those new ones that I sort of told you about, kind of ish, but I'm going to go run a bunch through it. It'll show up tomorrow, and I'm going to go put a bunch of rounds through it with a new sighting, new sights, let's say.
I can see it.
Yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. SoCal Gunner wants to know if Sky's hiring.
Well, I tell you what, we're growing. I guess SoCal Gunner. The only thing that worries me is if you live in SoCal. Yeah, that's
the SoCal part of that.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah. Opt Out of Gun Control says I need a Scorpion bullpup kit. Oh yeah, is that what?
Oh, that's
Manticore's making that, right? Or
they're doing that. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Dude, those guys, they like Sven, I mean, that guy thinks. He's a thinker all the time. I visited their facility or their office a few years ago, 2 years ago, maybe year and a half ago, and man, yeah, they are definitely gun guys. Sven is, he's thinking of all kinds of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Hank, did you go to their event? Have you been to their bullpup shoot that they do
Not
out in Illinois, Northern Illinois?
No, not in Illinois. I went to a couple of the bullpup shoots when they were in Kentucky, and that's where I met Sven. I haven't been to the ones in Illinois. I know that the We Like Shooting guns guys. Well, we like shooting. It's We Like Shooting. The We Like Shooting guys go to all of those and do that. I have not been out there. Probably need to go and see how it is. I miss a bullpup shoot. You know what I mean? I haven't been in a while.
Yeah. If you being a bullpup guy, man, that would definitely be a good one for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that road trip, Walter.
I've been there. I've been to that range.
Oh, you have? Okay.
It's near Freeport, Illinois.
Yeah, it's up northern Illinois, a little bit west, out west of Chicago, and it's a nice range.
It's called the Site. It used to be called the Site.
The Site.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
The Site, yeah.
Yeah. Let me remind everyone out there: smash the thumbs ups, please. Let's get those thumbs ups going. And then right now, if you need a shout out, let me know. I'll make some shout outs coming up here.
Lonely.
But smash the thumbs ups as you're making those, and then let us know if you have any. What's up, Walt?
Let me put a question out to the chat.
Okay.
Did anybody? This is a whole nother subject. This is about go-karts and stuff. Did anybody when I was out at SEMA? Was anybody trolling Cars and Cameras when they did their live their live thing at SEMA show?
Yeah.
Because somebody was asking on their live feed to get a Safety Harbor Firearms sticker, and they asked about 4 times, and this guy's like, finally he goes, Safety Harbor Firearms? I don't know where they're at. It's like,
yeah.
So
whoever was trolling on behalf of Walter, let him know right now so he can.
Yeah, because I found it quite amusing actually.
Are you gonna hook them up with some stuff, Walter?
Yeah, I'll give him some swag if you were the troller. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do we verify who was trolling?
I don't know.
Everyone right now is gonna go, "Oh, I was trolling."
I was trolling. Yeah.
Do you remember who it was? Do you remember who that was? That was
something about John for John or something like that.
Oh, John 44. John 444, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're out there. Let us know.
The funny part is, I was watching later on that night. We got back to the room. I was watching that on YouTube, and all of a sudden I see it pop up. Somebody asking about Safety Harbor Firearms. I'm like, what the hell? It's like that was funny.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to see our footage, I'm going to say this again. If you want to see our footage from SEMA Show, you can follow Walter on Safety Harbor Firearms on Instagram. You can follow my footage went up on Stranger Palooza on Instagram and Facebook. But the videos are up on YouTube /Stranger Palooza, or just search Stranger Palooza in Google. I'm trying to get everyone to go subscribe there. You know how it is. We have to make a completely separate channel for the car stuff. So I was putting that all in one before, but now we got to separate it with everything.
I started one called Dirtfoot Racing. So
yeah.
That's on Facebook and on YouTube. I haven't got an Instagram thing yet because it's been messing with me. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me, but I gotta.
Oh, Instagram?
I have stenparts.com and Safety Harbor Firearms. So when I go to open up the other account, it's asking me these questions. I answer the questions and it goes right back where I'm at. I'm like, what the hell? So I gotta consult the interweb about it.
Okay. Or I'll take a look at it when I see you.
Yeah, maybe Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely that's where so Walter is Dirtfoot Racing.
Yeah.
Right. So Dirtfoot, one word.
Dirtfoot.
Yeah, and then racing is the other word, and I am Stranger Palooza for all the car stuff. Where basically we got to separate it because I used to be able to put all that stuff up on Hank Strange, and the car stuff and all that did well, but now the way the algorithm's working and all the stuff going on, I mean, I know while we were gone, there was a bunch of things coming out from YouTube. Obviously YouTube reserves the right to kick anybody off, so that's going to happen.
It's their party.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm sitting here, and I just went on Walters. I went on Safety Harbor Firearms, and I'm on Stranger Palooza now. And yeah, man, geez, if you guys don't follow this, you need to get on there.
Oh, thank you.
Holy cow, that's good stuff.
Yeah, We'll be posting more stuff.
Yeah, thank you. You're good at this, Scott.
Oh, I have another
You're
site.
natural.
I have another YouTube channel
Oh.
that goes by Mower Death.
Yeah.
Now, Mower Death has the posts are kind of
Mower death. Yeah.
mower like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
The posts are kind of old on it, but they're still. If you had never seen that before, you go, "Holy cow! Look at that, man!"
Yeah.
I got to do some more of that. I got to blow some more stuff up, shoot some more running motors.
Yeah. That's always fun to do. Here's another thing. So we have all the Black Friday sales coming up, and I'm going to ask Scott about his Black Friday sales here in a second, or whether or not Sky has any. I'm sure they do. But I did want to share this with you guys. So Fort Scott Munitions, you guys have heard of Fort Scott Munitions, of course, and they make these cute little tins. So there's a code HANK10 that can get you 10% off just any time. So whenever you're looking at this. But these tins are going to go on sale. So I want you guys to know about this. Let me see. Okay,
that is a stocking stuffer.
Yes, these are stocking stuffers. So the Christmas tins are coming out. There's Santa with let me see.
Oh, we gotta get it a little higher.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
There's Santa with machine guns.
AR-15s.
Yeah, machine guns right there. That one, Santa. What does this one have? Oh, this is Santa also with the machine guns. So these are gonna be it's going to be 20% off the Christmas tins and 15% off everything else. So like these tins and any other. I got tons of they've got a new 6.5 Creedmoor, not this one. I got to bring in the new one, but they got 6.5 Creedmoor, all kinds of different calibers. So it's going to be 15% off those, 20% off the tins. I don't think they're not going to let you use the Hank Strange code to mix in with that. And the code is going to be Black Friday. So I'm just letting everyone know they're going to start with that stuff tomorrow. So go check out Fort Scott and save on a bunch of ammo for anyone who's looking for ammo. Yep.
Hank, do you know? Like, I'm not really super familiar with Fort Scott, but is all their stuff lead free?
Good question. I know it's copper spun.
The Projos are solid copper. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
cool.
it's solid copper spun. So here I could show you the. So for example, here's the 6.5.
Yeah.
See the bullet there?
Oh, very
That's
cool.
all copper. Tumble on impact. So lead free. That's a good question. I would probably have to.
Well, I mean, I was just looking on the website. It kind of said that. I just didn't know if it was all that way, but that's
I'm not
good.
sure if everything is.
Some areas, some places really, that they require that, so that's good.
Yeah.
I was down.
Yeah, it's good. It's good hunting stuff that they make.
I was in California shooting some long range stuff down in Tehachapi, California, with some buddies and with Mike Voigt before he passed a couple years ago. And Mike even said, he's like, yeah, if you see a hog, if you shoot it, you got to pick that whole thing up and bring it with you, because you're not allowed to hunt with leaded ammo there. And then the connivals will come and eat the carcasses and eat the bullet and die of lead poisoning. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Lead free. People wonder where to get it sometimes. This is pretty cool that these guys do so much of it.
Yeah, and on a regular basis, you can get 10% off if you use the code HANK10. But starting tomorrow, they're doing the 20% off on all the Christmas tins and then 15% off on everything else. So, you can stack up on it. I'll make some stuff to put up on social media. Scott, is Sky doing anything for Black Friday coming up?
Well, we're through retailers and things. I mean, we use distribution. Mm-hmm. So we, whatever, dealers are doing on their own or whatever box stores are doing, that's their deal. We don't sell direct, so we don't really have anything going on there right now. What we are doing, though, is wherever you get your Sky pistol, whatever price you get it at from, whatever retailer, we're still doing that $25 rebate through the end of the year. Mm-hmm. It's a mail-in rebate. You fill out the form, you take the SKU off, and you send it in to us, and we send you a $25 Visa gift card.
Okay. So any deals that are out there, any deals that people may see, PSA has some deals. If we see those, we'll share those like we do. We share a lot of deals on Facebook, by the way, on Facebook/Hank Strange. But or anyone else that has it, whatever deal they have, people can send in the rebate forms and get another $25 from you guys.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Walter, do you have any Black Friday sales going on?
No, not at the moment. No, I don't know if we're going to because I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't been making the guns lately because you've been hanging around in like the SEMA show.
I'm back working. I was working all day today. Grudgingly. I was not. Yeah.
You didn't feel like going back to work, did you?
Yesterday I felt like crap for some reason, and then I thought I was coming down with something, and then today a little better. But it's just a motivational thing. It's like
Yeah, it was.
It's hard.
Yeah, all last week we were. Like, it was sufferation walking around. There was a lot of people at SEMA show, by the way.
Oh yeah, tens of thousands. Yeah,
that show is bigger than SHOT Show. Way bigger.
Oh yeah, that show is probably 5 times bigger than SHOT Show.
Yeah.
So
what is the requirement to get into SEMA? I mean, do you have to? You guys are media, but I mean, if someone goes, do they have to be in the car industry? Anyone can walk into SEMA?
I saw an advertisement for that. You just basically pay the money to fill out an application, I guess.
Yeah, there is a form that you could fill out. Typically, it is for people within the industry. Walter and I go on my media credentials to the show, obviously where they're making videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see media, you see buyers, you see
industry.
Industry, there's different, like they have a SHOT Show, all different badges. Yeah. But say you've got a shop, okay, you can go to SEMA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or your buddy has a shop. You can go to SEMA.
You go to SEMA.
Yeah.
And a large part of it's open to the public too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Outside.
Yeah. So the way the SEMA show works, it pretty much uses up every convention center in Vegas. And outside of those convention centers and even outside of hotels, there's these car shows going on. So and they're really big going on. So outside of the Las Vegas Convention Center, there's huge shows going on out there. Lots of trucks and Jeeps and 4x4s and a whole bunch of other cars out there. And that's open to the general public. To go into the buildings, you're going to have some form of pass. But you could you could spend your days just walking around looking at the stuff outside. So. Which we also did. So it was. I think the first day was like 160,000 people, Walter, in that day.
It was a lot of folks there.
Yeah.
What do you guys? What is your thing when you go there? What do you gravitate towards at the SEMA show?
Yeah, you can take this one, Walter. He's big on. He likes mini bikes now.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I like cars in general too, but I don't know, the truck stuff.
Do you mean like Z50s? I mean, do you mean like, little Hondas? Do you mean?
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, but there's how everything in the world is cyclic, right? So people go through cycles like 40 caliber and 10 millimeter. Mm-hmm. 10 millimeter will go out of favor again.
Yeah, just stick with 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter.
Yeah,
people.
9. Yeah, 9 and 22.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, 9 and 22.
Yeah, but it's hard to figure. I mean, I was going to see a little bit of everything. I like to see new stuff. I like to see truck stuff. I like to see, it's everything. Everything is cool, It's just there's so much. It's hard to take it all in.
Yeah. Well, I just wondered if there was something in particular you like. I mean, I'm a 68 to 72 Chevy fan, type of thing.
Okay.
I've got a couple of them and that type 60,
of thing. The people are there that make parts for all those, the aftermarket suppliers and the engine builders and.
Right.
The custom builders are there, a lot of them, the ones from TV. All
sure.
Of them,
Yeah.
This year, like Hank said, there was a couple. I was interested I didn't expect to see a lot of mini bikes there because that's not a mini bike thing, but
right. There were mini bikes though.
Oh yeah, they were there. Yeah, there was, and that kind of goes in hand with the car guys because they like anything with an engine on it.
Yeah.
But. There was a couple that I wanted to see in particular, but everything else there's tire manufacturers, there's the people who make the equipment for changing tires and frame straighteners and tools and anything in automotive is there. So
yeah.
Then there's a whole nother show over at the Sands Convention Center where they have the SHOT Show at, where it's all like the switches and electrical stuff and all the little parts and pieces for that part of automotive stuff. We didn't go over there. because it's not
something for everybody, kind of like shop.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk by what you're not interested in.
Yeah, you get the duck calls, you got the magazines, you got the camouflage, you got everything.
Yeah. So, by the way, shout out to John Voorhees. He wants me to shout him out and ask if folks can go out there and subscribe to his channel. He's doing some podcast stuff now, so shout out to him. He has supported the podcast for a long time. If you're interested, mosey on over. You can click, if you see him in the chat, you can mosey on over to his channel and check that out. Check Your Six says, who was the most famous person you guys met at SEMA? Or we didn't really meet, because we were just running around, but we did see a lot of famous people. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tactical Toolbox was there, man. He was pretty famous. Everyone was, recognizing Tactical Toolbox as we were walking around there. Lots of Tactical Toolbox fans in Nevada.
I saw Ed China from, just walking by. I didn't meet him. From Wheeler Dealers. Mm-hmm. We were sitting out in the hallway, the main hall, or what do you got? Main corridor. And this big tall guy goes walking by. That's Ed China. It's like, oh yeah, he is tall. Yeah, so that was cool.
There were lots of people in the car world that we saw their cars and we saw them. I did see Rich Rebuilds, the guy who rebuilt a Tesla. If you guys remember that.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. They don't love him, do they?
No, they don't. But we saw him, but he was having dinner. So, in a lot of these situations, you don't want to talk to people. I saw Vehicle Virgins, who's pretty big. He was making videos at the end when everyone was running around. There were a lot of, if you can imagine a car guy, he was there. And we did see lots of car guys walking around there, guys that have TV shows and stuff like that. I was looking to see what vehicles... so Walter here, I'm going to throw this up. I'm going to throw this up here on the... Let me see how I can do this right here. I'll throw it up on my screen. So this picture that I'm showing you guys is basically a Barbie doll truck, I think. That's what it looks like to me. That you would get for your kids, like a ride-on battery driven car that you would get for your kids. And these guys modified it into an actual off-road vehicle. So
grind hard plumbing for those people who know.
Yeah, grind hard plumbing. Yeah, so they did that. That was cool. And then they had one that was a Corvette. Was that a Corvette that we saw?
It was a Camaro and there was a
Camaro.
Jeep.
Yeah, Camaro. Here, let's see.
They built a Camaro just for SEMA.
Yeah, there you go. There's the Camaro. So we saw that thing.
I think it's got a 500 cc dirt bike, 2-cylinder dirt bike engine.
So that's the kind of stuff, Walter's really liking those kinds of interesting things nowadays. I really enjoy, so whenever I go there, I enjoy the Hot Wheels has a booth there. So if you remember Hot Wheels cars, who doesn't have Hot Wheels cars? Because I do.
Or who didn't have hundreds of...
Yeah,
I remember, this is going to date myself here, 1968, when they started doing, first year they got Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Oh, is that the first year for Hot Wheels?
Yeah, I think it was 68 when the first year for Hot Wheels, yeah.
And of course you didn't play with it and it's still in the package, right?
Oh, no, that's long.
My stuff's still in the packages. I don't know about Walter.
Hell no.
When I was a kid, I played with it, but not nowadays.
Because my parents used to buy me Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. Mm-hmm. So I had a pretty big collection of them, and there's a story to go with that, how they all went away, but I'll tell that another time.
Yeah, I try to collect cars that I either want or have, but so here's the thing. So Hot Wheels, let me see if I could do this. If I could throw this up here. So Hot Wheels has a booth, and they have all these real-life Hot Wheels cars. If you look at Stranger Palooza, we've got some of that up here. Here's the one that was pretty much the winner of the show. And what was it, Walter, like a 1954 Nash?
Nash Metropolitan.
Yeah, Nash Metropolitan.
Yeah, Nash Hole, yeah.
Yeah, Nash Hole, yeah. That was pretty cool. I thought that was cool. And they have a bunch of cars in there. I'm trying to go through real quick and share some cars that I saw. I saw some electric stuff. Here's what I think about. I haven't seen an electric car I really, really am excited about yet. That I'm like, hey, I have to have that electric car. I have seen hybrid, like the Porsche 918 Spyder is awesome. As soon as I get $3 million, I'm gonna get one. But I think electric is a great application for bikes. So I saw some cool electric bikes and scooters and stuff like that out there.
Yeah.
Walter saw this amphibious vehicle that he's Walter, are you going to be able to get approval for getting this for the SHTF garage?
That could be for Dirtfoot Racing's garage.
Yeah.
Remember?
What is this vehicle? It's Russian, right?
It's Russian made. If you go
Yeah.
on the YouTubes,
Yeah.
you can find there's a guy over in Russia that reviews all the vehicles from over in that part of the world,
Mhm.
and that was one that he's reviewed a couple times. And I saw that, and as soon as we got in the show there, I was like, wow, I've seen that before. And the two dudes in the booth, of course, they were Russian.
Right.
So
right.
we were chatting with those guys. But yeah, it's a cool vehicle. And it's only like 16 grand. It's not like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Well, that looks kind of more capable than an Argo. My neighbor picked up here.
Yeah, I have
picked it up for like $1,000 the other day and got it running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend that has a 6-wheeled one, not the 8-wheeled one.
Yeah.
The Argo is really cool too, but you need to put those tracks on the Argo like they make, and that make it even better. But
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, the Russian thing I think is 16, and it
That was
swims.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
it's amphibious and the whole 9 yards. So,
I
yeah.
think they told me. I mean, you could put a canvas around it, but they were telling me they can reinforce the roof. You could if you put a tent up on top of that. Now that's apocalypse vehicle right there. You can live in it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You could go anywhere with that, man.
Yeah, Armament X is talking about the $13,000 cash. It's called cash. Is that what it was?
Cake.
Cake.
Yeah.
Cake. It's a Swedish company,
Yeah.
and their booth is like all very white.
Mhm.
You know,
Let me see if I
everything
have
is-
a picture of their things that I can.
It
throw
actually, when you
for-
did the video, it was hard to get light right in there because it was so white in the booth.
Yeah. Let me see. I do have. So yeah, I've got a couple of pictures from them.
I was scared to touch anything because it was so
Yeah.
white.
This is their scooter. So they make a on-road and off-road scooter, and then you can adapt these to work and do stuff. There's the like on-road bike right there. Yeah. So I think electric is a good application for motorcycles and bicycles and things like that. Let me see. I've got another thing here. Okay, so Walter hates the Gladiator, the Jeep Gladiator. Right, Walter?
I did not say I hate.
Is that appropriate? You think it's ugly?
I think it's no longer a Jeep. It's turned into
Yeah.
a Suburban. So to
Right.
speak.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Walter thinks it's ugly, people. Just
I didn't say
just
that.
in case anyone has one out there, send your letters to Walter Keller, Safety Harbor Fire.
If you'd like to change my mind and send me a Gladiator to try out, I am game.
So
Hey, okay. Along those lines, Walter, have you messed with those Mahindra Roxors at all? Have you been in one or sat in one yet?
he went to look at them. Yeah.
They were there.
Yeah.
They had a display there. Those are basically the old school flat fender Jeep.
CJ3.
Yes, or 2A or CJ3A, like the small ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Made in India. They have a diesel in it, which is a good engine, turbo diesel. So I go to the lady and I go, because we were talking, in Florida you can't register them to be on the road.
Yeah, it's off-road only.
They're considered like a side-by-side.
Yeah.
So in some states, though, like we were out west, some states you can register for to use on the road. I was like, can I buy an engine? Because I want the engine to put in the regular Jeep. I said, oh, nope, can't buy the engine. I'll sell you the whole truck, though. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only thing is those things, stocker. I mean, really, a base model is like $16,000.
Yeah, 15, 16, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, so we actually, I was with some guys. We went from North Phoenix to Prescott, Arizona, all off road in one of those.
Oh, cool.
And man, I'm sold. I know that you have historical vehicles and stuff like that, but if
I'm with you.
Mhm.
if I just want one for driving around, like here in Utah, we're lucky enough we can get side by sides licensed. You just can't take them on like an actual
A highway.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, man, I tell you what, if I could pull one of those off, I think I'd probably drive that around my little valley where I live year round.
Yeah. In their brochure, it showed the accessories. You can get a regular windshield and the whole 9 yards. So
Yeah, they have a heater, and you can get the the soft top, and
yep.
they're pretty neat and they're very capable. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd like to get one like nothing else. If I can't drive it on the road in Florida, just get that nice diesel and put it into a Jeep that I could drive on the road.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now here is the Jeep Gladiator that Walter does like. I'm going to share this with you guys. Boom. The 2-door, not the 4-door, the 2-door. I guess
Oh,
Jeep
the
is
one
going to
with the
make
pickup.
this. Yeah, the actual, the pickup one. This one does look good though. I think it does look better in 2 doors than 4.
Yeah.
You know, I think in 4-doors it looks more like a Humvee, like it's trying to be in Humvee category kind of thing. But you know, I think yeah. I'm not like Walter saying that they're ugly, but you know.
I didn't say they were.
So
ugly.
here's the. I'm just trying to get you in trouble. There's another view of that one. This does. It looks. I think it looks better in 2-door. I can't argue that. You guys can let us know what you think about it.
Oh, that thing looks sharp, doesn't it?
Yeah. Lots.
Was that a custom build? That one right there,
No,
or is that
no,
one
that was
the
in that was in the Mopar
factory?
booth. That was in the Mopar booth.
That was theirs. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was. I don't
gonna
think
see that.
that's a concept truck right at this moment because those aren't available in that 2-door pickup version.
I think we may see it. Maybe they want to see what
Yeah.
kind of reaction they're going to get. By the way, Jeep did announce that there's going to be a diesel Jeep coming.
I can't believe it wasn't at SEMA.
I think they didn't want to announce it, but but in the next month, in like about a month, you will actually be able to go in to a Jeep dealership and order the diesel Jeep, but you're only going to be able to get the 4-door. So they're not going to make any. They're not going to make any 2-doors on that because they said they just don't get. And to answer your question, Scott, more directly, I look for all cars when I go there, but I do kind of like the 4x4 thing, you know, Jeeps and stuff like that. So.
Sure.
Yeah. You know. So, and there's a lot. Like I think the thing you see the most there, Walter, is Jeeps, right?
Trucks.
Yeah, trucks. Yeah, 4x4s and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do some truck stuff. Walter is into. He's got Humvees or a Humvee that we're trying.
Oh, you know what? And the force powers on the getting it coated are going my way with my son.
Oh.
He's seen the light now. I have a Humvee, a military Humvee. And we were talking about getting it like rhino line type stuff put on the outside of it. And he's like, no. And I wasn't real hip on it either. But now it's like, I can get another Humvee, no problem.
Yeah.
So, because their military selling them off by the hundreds.
So now we can modify the Humvee, you're saying?
Wasn't the Line X and stuff, I mean, wasn't that made to protect vehicles on the outside, not just the beds, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it does that, yes. And then also people are using it for like, say, for example, you have a block building, cement block building. They spray the outside of that or the inside of that, and if there's an explosion or something happens, it just goes whoop.
Yeah.
It doesn't like fall down.
Yeah. It's good for steel plating too, for armor plating.
Yeah, they're doing stuff with that also. Yeah.
So I know we're at the 9:00 hour. We're going to talk more about the SEMA show stuff tomorrow. If you want to join us tomorrow, I'm going to share one more with you guys, and then we're going to wrap up here. So I got one more for you because this was actually one of Walter's favorites. Boom! Ripsaw, baby, Walter.
Oh, the ripsaw thing is badass. Yeah.
Can we get a?
Oh man,
Scott, I think Sky needs a ripsaw.
All right, it's coming up. It's coming up here. I haven't seen it yet. But.
I think everybody needs a ripsaw.
I think we need I think Sky needs to get a ripsaw. You know, SHOT Show, get a ripsaw, put that in the booth. No one is going to be able to leave your booth.
Nobody will look at any guns though. They'll be just looking at.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. That's speaking of that, it's like some of the booths that have the booth chicks, like at the SHOT Show. Yeah. Nobody goes in the booth to see the guns.
Now that's the same one that we've seen on YouTube and stuff over the years, right? Like in the snow and it hauls ass.
Yeah, that was in the Fast and Furious movies, I think, right? I think Ripsaw was in. I think it was.
Yeah, they've been that vehicle's been in development and constant change for probably 10 plus years. So
yeah,
that's pretty amazing. I have to show that to my buddy that has one of those. What is it, the 918 Spider or whatever? He's got one of those. Maybe he'll pick up one of those Ripsaw things.
Oh wait, you have a buddy that has a 918 Spider?
Yeah. He sold his company and he loves in Porsches, but yeah, he's got one of those. But he's the only guy I know that could probably afford that thing.
Oh, so when I come to visit you in Utah in a couple weeks. We start making plans right now. Yeah, can I check it out? That's it. I just want to see it.
Yeah, we'll give him a call. Yeah. But that's funny that the only thing even close to that Ripsaw that I've even been around or seen is do you guys have you ever met Mike Pappas at Dead Air?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Mike's got a BMP tracked.
Oh yeah, swing. BMP's The BMP's on my list.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, he's been at a few shoots and stuff, but he actually made a cradle for his. He has a semi-auto 50, right. And it's actually solenoid fired, and you fire it as if it was the main gun on it. There's those two different variations on the BMP, and he has the one with the turret that had the I think it was the Dishka, or it was a 30 millimeter or 20 millimeter or something on it.
And the one that looks like it has a cannon on it actually fires this round.
Yeah, that's the one he has without the guns, obviously. But he's fashioned a 50 cal, an M2. It's solenoid fired, so you actually use the gear in the BMP to turn the turret. You crank it and turns the turret, and you actually use the gun sight. It's pretty impressive and a ton of fun. But,
the BMP is awesome. The only thing with the BMP is it's wider. It's a wide load whenever you haul it someplace, like on a trailer, so it's a little more complicated.
Yeah.
And they make no track pads for road, so it's got steel track all the time.
Yeah.
I
love these kind of vehicles, man. These are awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. Someone asked us about Toyota Supra. We saw a crap ton of Toyota Supras there. They were lots of Toyota Supra. Yeah. So we actually hung out there in the booth. I didn't do a video on it, but there are several videos that are up on Stranger Palooza, including one with an armored vehicle that a guy built. I'm trying to remember what the name of that armored vehicle is, but you'll see it when you go up there. It's like an apocalyptic SHTF type vehicle, and that's on there. So there's lots of good stuff if you guys want to check that out. We're going to wrap up right now, but we are going to be back tomorrow for Friday, and then we'll be back next week, and we'll get back into our groove, and we'll do more of these shows. I really want to thank Scott for coming on because he's so awesome.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting us come and talk about Sky Guns and letting me hear a lot of this other stuff too. And if anybody's looking for anything Sky-wise, questions or answers or anything, hit us up, sky.com, SCCY, sky.com, or hit us up on social media as well, on Instagram and Facebook. And, we're here. We love our customers. We love helping them out. We love getting them, quality products at a very, very competitive price. And so we appreciate you guys letting us on here and talk about it.
Absolutely. And, when you guys have other things coming out in the future, we would love to have you back on to talk about Sky or talk about other stuff that's coming out or just talk guns.
Yeah. Game on. Game on. We'll dig out some of the fun stuff. Like I said, keep your ear to the ground about Sky, because man, we got some big stuff coming and some stuff that's pretty characteristic of what we build already, and maybe in the future, around NRA time, maybe some stuff that's maybe a little uncharacteristic. But
okay, all right,
it's going to be high quality. We're going to have a lot of fun with it anyway. So
all right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. So if anyone needs to get to find out more about Sky again and get in touch with you guys, just go to the website, you're saying?
Well, the website, sky.com, or hit us up on social media. And, we monitor everything, and we're very responsive. If you reach out to us, you won't wait long.
Yeah. Len Holt wants to know if there's going to be a Hank 10 code. We won't hold your feet to the fire on that,
We'll see what we can work out.
Yeah, we won't hold your feet to the fire. Walter, how can the folks out there follow you, support you?
You can find us on the YouTubes and on the Facebook and on Instagram at Safety Hour Firearms. Over on Gunstreamer at Safety Hour Firearms, and then mine's Safety Hour Firearms, all one word. And like Hank was telling you about earlier, starting to do the car, mini bike, anything with wheels kind of thing, dirt foot racing. We're going to start doing some fun stuff over there, I hope. It looks like it. And then if you're really bored, you can go over and see some lawnmowers getting shot up on mowerdeath.com. And then there's also stenparts.com too. So
yeah, absolutely. You know what? For my part, I'm glad to be back. I'm happy that Scott came on. He's a great guy. We'd never actually met before today, so it's cool.
I've seen you like you were talking at SEMA. I've seen you in passing before though, but you were you had that I'm really busy. I got to get to this other appointment look on your face.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Know that look at SHOT Show.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, it gets real intense. It's getting ready to happen again. Yeah.
I know. Wow. Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah, we've got
It's
weeks.
That's one of those love hates. Like you hate getting ready for it, but you love being there.
Yeah, weeks. But we need to somehow get together at SHOT Show. I know you guys are gonna have a booth. Walter has a booth. We got to figure something out so that we somehow link up at the show and at least get to kick it for a little bit.
Absolutely. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having us.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, Walter. Thanks for coming on. Did you have something you wanted to say here?
No, I'm good. Man.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for coming back. It's great to be here again. You know what? Like whenever I think about doing this, right? Like especially when I go away for a while, I'm like, oh my God, I got to do it. But then once I start doing it and I see everyone, I see you guys here that we're talking to and the folks who are hanging out in the chat, all the good people that support us and have been supporting us for so long. You guys actually give me the energy that by the time I'm done with this, I'm like, oh, maybe I could go for another couple of hours doing this.
Oh, speak for yourself, damn it, okay?
So it's good to have you guys here. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. We are out of here. Let me drop the end thing on it. Let me just be all official. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell so you can be notified. Leave your comments down there, and make sure you check out the audio podcast side of this. We'll see you tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.